Hi Year 6, welcome to Science here at Harris Academy Beckenham. I'm Miss Coulter, I'm going to be one of your science teachers next year. I'm a biology and chemistry specialist. So in Year 7, you will just see science on your timetable, but you will actually study 3 areas within it. So first you'll have biology, which will include cells, reproduction, the structures and functions of the body system. In chemistry, you will learn all about particles, atoms, elements, compounds, chemical reactions, and acids and alkalis. And physics, which will include waves, the structure of matter, and how and why it behaves like it does. So all of these will happen in our labs, which is what I'm in right now. This is where you will have your lessons and you'll carry out all of these practicals. We cannot wait for you to be in these classrooms and to be teaching you all about science. So come with me and let's meet some of the other science teachers that you'll have next year.
Hi, I'm Miss Raymore, Physics Specialist here at Harris Beckenham. Can't wait to meet you in September.
Hi guys, my name is Miss Moore and I'm one of the science teachers here at Harris Academy Beckenham and I cannot wait to meet you in September.
Hi, I'm Miss Roper, science teacher here at Harris Academy Beckenham. Looking forward to seeing you and doing loads of fun practicals. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Mr. Robinson. Looking forward to seeing you in September.
Hi, I'm Mr. Mann. I'm going to be a science teacher in September. I cannot wait to meet you.
Hi, my name is Mr. Brown, physics teacher here at Harris Beckenham. Can't wait to see you in September.
Now Year 6, today myself and Miss Allen are going to do a practical with you and we are going to be making our own geode rocks from eggshells. So there is a list of equipment that you will need in order to carry out this practical along with us. Now before we get into the practical, I want us to think about our big question for today. So, how can rock crystals be grown? What I would love you to do is to pause this video and Google it or look it up in a book or have a conversation with your brothers or your sisters or your parents or your guardians, anyone that is around, and say, how can rock crystals be grown? And see if you can come up with the answers before I go on to the next slide. Right, so first let's look at what actually is a geode. Now, geodes are on the outside very ordinary looking, looks just like any other rock, but on the inside they look wonderful, as you can see in that picture. And all a geode is a hollow space inside of a rock where crystals have lined the inside. Now, how are they formed? Again, you can pause me, you can go off and you can find out yourself, and then you can see if it matches up with what I've come up with. Right, so geodes form from volcanic eruptions. So when a volcano erupts, lava is released. The lava mixes with gases in the air and they create bubbles. And when it cools, it hardens around these air bubbles and it forms a hollow rock. Now, over millions of years, groundwater will run through these rocks, and the minerals that are contained in groundwater will cause these crystals to form. Now, myself and Miss Allen carried out this practical earlier, so you can watch it, or if you have all of your equipment ready to go, you can do it along with us. Now, yours is going to take a lot longer, and I would also say you have to have some adult supervision when you are carrying out this practical. Hi Year 6 and welcome to today's science lesson with me, Miss Coulter, Miss Allen, and today we are going to be learning how to make geodes from eggshells. Right, so you will need some equipment that you can all have in your own house. So we need a kettle, need some eggs, some paper towels, a spoon, some paintbrushes, your cracked eggshells. Now this is a lab grade beaker, but you can just use a coffee mug or just a mug. We have some food colouring, so whatever colour you want your crystals to turn out, just get your food dye. We have some PVA glue, and we have some Epsom salts.
Okay, lovely. All right, so let us get into the practical. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and crack your eggs. Remove the yolk, remove the egg white, and then once you have your cracked egg, you can go ahead and remove the inner layer. Ms. Coulter, could you remove that, please? So once you remove the inner layer of the eggshell, go ahead and wash it, clean it, and then dry with a paper towel. All right, once that is done, we are going to go ahead and add our glue to the insides of the eggshell using our paint brushes. So I'll do one, thank you, and Coulter will do the other. And we're just going to generously spread the glue over the inside of the eggshell. All right, lovely. So once you have completed that, we're going to go ahead and add or add some salt to the inside of the eggshell. And you can use your paintbrushes again just to distribute those salt all over the inside of the eggshell. Alright, it should look somewhat like that. Now it is very important that you leave these to dry overnight because you don't want your crystals falling off from the inside of the eggshell. So leave these to dry overnight and then you can continue the experiment. Alright, so what we have done ahead of time, just so you won't have to wait until overnight, we have an eggshell that we have allowed to dry with some crystals. Here it is. So we're going to go ahead and move to the next step of the experiment using our beaker. We will add some hot water to the beaker.
Now when you're doing this, you want to be really careful and keep your beaker or your cup on the table, holding it with one hand and getting an adult to pour the other for you.
Okay. And then you choose your food coloring. Let us use this one.
Thank you. Now you don't need lots of it. We are using a pipette. You can just pour it in. And once it's in, you can use your spoon to give it a good stir.
Okay. All right. So let us add or Epsom salt, and then I'll stir this up. You can add about 2 spoonfuls because you want the solution to be very, very filled with those salts. And then once that is done, you go ahead and stir. And you want to stir until all the salts have dissolved. Alright? And then you would leave it to cool for 30 minutes. So once that is placed to cool, you wait 30 minutes. But ahead of time, we have done one that has been cooled with our salt inside. So we're going to go right ahead and add our eggshell to it.
Right, so what you want to do is just really gently, using your spoon, because your water should be cool now, but just in case, you're going to push the eggshell gently down to the bottom of that beaker.
Okay. And once that is done, you're going to leave this for 12 to 15 hours. And the next day, your crystals should have begun to form. And then remove your eggshell, place it on a paper towel, leave that to dry, and then you have your eggshell geode crystals.
Don't forget to send us pictures of your eggshell geode crystals. We would love to see them. And have a great time doing your experiment, and we cannot wait to meet you in September.
Can't wait to meet you.
All right, Year 6. So I'm just going to display the method that you can follow up on the board. So you can take a picture of it, or you can pause me while you carry out these instructions. This practical does take quite a while to complete, but if you do it properly and you wait the right amount of time that we've said, you will end up with beautiful crystals. You will end up with this fantastic looking geode. Now, so let's look at the science behind how we actually make our egg geode. So we have our Epsom salts, and once we heat them, so once you put them into hot water, they will begin to dissolve. And once they have dissolved, we will get a saturated solution. So that's why Miss Allen put 2 big spoons of salt into that solution to make sure that there's lots and lots of salt for that little amount of water. Now, once this begins to cool, those salts will actually start to turn back into a solid, and they will fall to the bottom of that beaker. When they settle on the bottom, they will begin to crystallize. And by putting our eggshell in and already coating it with our Epsom salt crystals, they will then attach to that instead of just crystallizing on the bottom. And we will end up with these beautiful crystals all formed on our egg. Right, and this is called a supersaturated solution. So when Miss Allen put lots of the salt into the water, that became a supersaturated solution. Now, we would love to see your creations, so the colours that you used and how your egg geodes turn out. So please do send us to them. You can see some examples of work that our students have already done in school. Now, I would love to see if you've been paying attention during this lesson. So I have a couple of questions for you to answer, and you can send the answers in along with your pictures of your eggshell geode to me. So, what is a geode? How do they form? How do you describe a solution with many particles dissolved in it? And how does our experiment work? So you can send the answers and your pictures to Miss Allen. Right, thank you so much for attending your first science lesson with Harris Beckenham. We cannot wait to have you in September in our labs and teaching you all about biology, chemistry and physics. And in the meantime, we look forward to getting your eggshell geode pictures sent to us. Bye-bye.